are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. Aurum Jax cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of Aurum's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. Aurum becomes an ecosystem that serves investors every day. In 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. Aurum Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. Aurum Exchange remains in the top 10, while Aurum Dex passes $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's call. And as an introduction, that was the 10-year roadmap produced by Brian Benson. Incredible guys, absolutely incredible vision, numbers, the music attached to that, the images. It's incredible. I really can't. Sometimes when you hear something so many times, you get what is it? Listen to it, you're not paying attention, but every time I feel it, it's phenomenal, guys, and gives me a lot of confidence. It's not often you see someone stepping out a 10-year roadmap for the vision, and that's the vision of Brian Benson. So congratulations to him for a super production, and something I play generally before all of my Zooms. Anyway, listen, we've got a big audience on tonight again. Well done, you guys. I don't know how you do it. Time after time, you surprise me. I don't see it going to the 500 number. I do see quite often 200s, the mid 200s. Right now, we've got 221. I'd love it to go to 500 people because the room holds 500. Then we can extend it to 1,000 people. I used to have 1,000 people years ago when I was doing Zooms. I had 1,000 people show up, but we seem to be stuck at that 200 level, 200 and something. So I know it's good. Maybe we do too many of these. We do them every night of the week. So, we do them 4 nights of the week. So maybe there's too many. But great to see so many guests here. You're very welcome. I usually call out the names just so you know you're not on your own. Sometimes you think this might be a recording. It's not a recording, guys. It's live on Wednesday, the 13th of May at 6 minutes after 8 o'clock in the United Kingdom. And that might reflect a similar and accurate time in your part of the world. We've got Anba here again. Anba was here last night, I believe, or certainly on this week. We've got AG in the call. We've got 8792-842-1637. That's your username. Welcome to the call. Alfie D, how are you? Ambrose is here. Welcome to the call. Andres H is here, and Ed is here as well. And ANNE, and with 2 Anns. With 3 Anns, with 4 Anns now. That's strange. So we've got Ann OUMA, we've got Ann WINGE, we've got Ann METTE, and we've got Ann ANN. So 4 Anns, 3 with an E and 1 without an E. We've got Ann Camo as well. Hold on, press the wrong button there. Yes, there's there. We've got Annie Mary. Welcome to the call. We've got Arif. Arif's in twice. We've got Arlisha. How are you? Long time no see. Who else have we got in the call? Arn's here as well. Barbara's here. Benedicta is here. Bernard, how are you? Bernard's always on the call. Big Sam, welcome to the call. BL's here. CC here. Cecilia's here. Celeste is here. Cecilia is here. Chantel is here. Charlie's here. Christina's here. Christine is here. Coach K, welcome to the call. Colleen, how are you? Cynthia, Dan, Daniel, David, D Yankee, how are you? Denise is here as well as Des. We've got Dupeg Boritsa. Did I get that right? Give me a thumbs up. Dope peg for it's. Maybe you can tell me that's maybe a lot. Maybe that's wrong. Atutuma. Okay, we've got Dr. Hannah, we've got DSF, we've got Elizabeth, we've got Alan on the call. ES is here as well. AO's in the hall. Fahad is here. Farid is here. Florich is here. Lorenzo, welcome to the call. What happens, guys, why I'm looking in is because as I'm reading out these names, they jump up because people are joining now late, and that changes the rest. We're up to 241. 20 people have joined since I started calling these out. So I know it doesn't get the meeting started at a time, but it does. I mean, if it's your guest, it gives you the chance to get onto the call. So I hope you don't mind that. And also to know that, you know, my guest was there, my guest wasn't there. I miss a lot of them. Gabriel Gauravji, no way. He's still alive. The King of India is on the call. Welcome to the call. It's very late at night over there. We've got George, we've got Gloria, we've got Greg, we've got Greta, we've got Gunn, we've got HA, iPhone. Oh my goodness. iPhone 83, iPhone 93 is here as well. JAACIE. James Bond is in the house. How are you? It's in the numbers. Jackie, James Bond, Jason, how are you? Jerry's here. John, we've got lots of Johns and Jonathans and John without an H because that's John Bone. He's on the call as always. Jonathan is here. We've got, James is here. It's jumping up again. So that means people are coming down below. Kay is here. Kate is here. Kemo's here. Kurt is here. Kyra's here. Oh, it's two Kyras. That's interesting. Carrot Dunkley's here and Carrot Morgan. Welcome to the call. We've got Lady V. We've got Lisa. We've got, is that an I or an L? That's LELS. Lels. Welcome to the call. Davita, how are you? Lawrence is here. Lot is here. Lyndon's here. Maharu's here. Mallet. Hey, I'm only halfway down. I don't think I should read out 252 names. I'm sorry. I'm going to go on down. Marks, Milas, Mikes, and Mollies, and Nasses, and the Ends, and the Misses, and the Monicas, and the Mondays here as well. And Nance is here. Natoya's here. Nona's here. Olive's here. Boya's here. PTL is here. Popo's here. Raj is here. Rashidulji, how are you? Welcome to the call. We've got Ray here. We've got Renee here. We've got Rajbai. No, it's Raj G. Raj Singh, how are you, sir? Welcome to the call. Ricky's here as well. Robert's here. Robin's here. Roy's here. ROI's here, and he was here last night. Ron's here. Rose is here. How are you? Welcome to the call. Ruben's here. Rudy's here. S is here. Sarah's here. SGM's here. Sir Lancelot is always here. Sahil G, how are you? Welcome to the call from London. We've got Spurgeon here as well. Stefan's here. Stig's here. Sunday's here. Monday and Sunday's here. Where's Thursday? Thursday's not in the room. But Monday's here, Sunday's here. Welcome to the call. Tavin's here, Tilo's here, Toril is here, Trade is here. Trade Enric, you're in twice, maybe on the phone. Benson? Not Brian Benson. You're not on the call, are you, Brian? Maybe it's just Benson as a first. No, Uche Benson is here as well. Uchenna is here, Madhu's here, Vasu's here, Ventress is here, Vitali Freedom is here, Yahoo Wealth is here, YBLN Coach is here, Udesh is here. Guess who's here? You weren't here last night, Zoom user. You're back again. Welcome to the call, Zoom user. You usually are here. Anyway, enough of the nonsense. Welcome, everybody. 253. That's half the numbers I'm looking for. So tomorrow night, let's double it up. If everybody brings one more person, we double it up. And tomorrow night's the last presentation of the week. I do Monday, Thursday as best I can. I am traveling to Tunisia the first week of June, so please be aware I'll not be available then. I don't know what the internet's like in the desert. I don't know what the hotels are like, so I can't promise to be here then. I don't know what time zone I'll be in, but certainly from now up to then, we get this thing moving. Now, let's get started for our guests. Welcome to tonight's call. Let's get it started for you.
Recording in progress.
Well, thank you for joining us on this call. We're here to examine the opportunity known as Aurum, or the Aurum Foundation. I've been asked to, what I call peel the onion, take off the layers, take a look inside, see who's around, see who's running the show. Let's check out the CEO. Let's see, do they have experience? Let's understand the company and their structure. Let's take a look at the products. And for those of you who want to stay to the end, we'll also take a look at the opportunity and the affiliate program. So I don't work for this company myself. I'm totally independent. The views that I give are really my own views and my own opinions. So I really think it's very smart to get independent or financial advice from somebody qualified. I'm not qualified. I'm just here to share the information that I have. I'm not a financial advisor. So normally, if I was looking at a business, I always go to my accountant. I want to know about his opinion on certain businesses because he's very familiar with traditional business on the high street. He's familiar with online businesses, and I would get a gauge from my accountant. Maybe you don't have an accountant, so but always it's prudent to seek professional advice from probably somebody in that business. If I was going to open a taxi business, I would go and talk to 2 or 3 people that owned a taxi business, and I'd be asking them everything. I'd say, well, how is the taxi business today? Is it a growing business? Is it shrinking? I would say, what affects it today? Is Uber challenging it? Does that really hurt your business, or is that helping your business? I'd want to know about licenses. I'd want to know about costs. What does it cost for fuel? What about depreciation on the motors? Is it hard to keep a driver? How do you track customers? These are the type of things I'd be asking about a business. So same thing. It would be always prudent to get professional advice about any business you're going to start. So with that said, let's take a look at what we know about the legal and corporate structure. There are 3 entities, and the 4th is just about to start. We'll talk about that in a minute. They have an entity based in Europe for the Neo Bank. They have another entity in the Emirates under the Investment LLC, and we see the license for that. We're going to look at that tonight. And they also have a foundation established in Hong Kong. But what is new is they have just opened a company in Canada. They have bought a license in Canada, a banking license, I believe. There is a slide coming up on that. We know exactly where it was registered, which province in Canada it's registered. The rumor is they're going to open offices there as well, which would be great if they do. And who knows that what might happen up in North America. But this is the start. This is very, very exciting. And it shows you the company. I was interested to see who are the corporate people, who's running this, or have they experience? Where are they from? Is this based from Asia? Is it based from America? Is it from Europe? Where is this all lining up? And I found it quite interesting that there's a massive dispersity of people from every continent involved. And on the left-hand side, we've got Leonardo, who worked at government level with blockchain. And he also was a former finance strategic partner over there. And it was Brian Benson, the CEO, who actually introduced Leonardo to the Aurum group. And Leonardo's role is to run the exchange. Now, he's already opened it in November 2025. It's open, working right now. Not maybe in its full glory, not maybe in its branded outlook. It's put up there for public beta testing, not private beta testing in some back room. It's out there to be used, ready for its full launch. He's also developing a DEX. DEX means decentralized exchange. So he has the centralized one, but the next phase will be the decentralized version, and that's quite exciting. I met the guy, nice guy, not a sales type, very humble, very intelligent, you can imagine, and he's from South America, by the way. Al Risky, I never met. I was at an event, and he was actually at another table over there. I could see everybody getting around. I said, who's that over there? And lots of people getting around and getting photographed with this guy. He's the director of strategy. I never met him myself. Nicholas Kelland, I have listened to. He's from Australia. Intelligent guy with a lot of experience in fintech. I also met Brent and online on a Zoom. These are VC, Venture Capitalist Advisory Board, and they travel the world, and at various events they represent Aurum in a professional capacity to onboard bigger clients. What do they call them? They call them not high net worth, they call them accredited investors, the venture capitalists, the banks, the big clients. And it's great to have guys like that on board. Looking after the African region, they've just introduced the ex-deputy finance minister from Sierra Leone. His name's Bukari, and also Nick Patel of Indian origin, but I'm not actually sure where Nick's from. I think he sounded English, but maybe he's not. Anyway, Nick is 25 years experience in global finance. I know of two companies that he's the boss. I know of Bank of Bullion. And when we talk about bullion, you now know that one of the products that these guys offer is gold. And 24 karat physical metal available, 24 karat 999, all the nines, pure gold. Good. And when gold is pure, gold is considered as money. When gold is not pure, like 18 karat gold, 9 karat, 12 karat, 22 karat, this is not pure gold. It's then considered as jewelry grade, but what these guys are offering is the real McCoy. Money is gold when it's 24 karat, when it's 999.9 at its greatest purity. And they offer a product to our community in gold, the metal, the physical metal, but also gold trading as well. They have an algorithm that trades gold against the dollar. So one produces an income, like a yield, and the other is the physical metal. It's half and half. For those who like the physical metal, you have that. And for those who like to make money with gold, you can have the other side. So a very interesting product. You can hear more about that. But the real, I suppose, the king of the operation is this man. Got to be lovely guy, Brian Benson, from United States. Did his schooling in California in Santa Barbara. He went to university, and when he left uni, he went straight into the banking world. He worked for Morgan Stanley Bank. He was actually he became a trader at Morgan Stanley. But then when he got out of that bank, he moved into what's known as Web3, blockchain. Let's call it blockchain. He was a former ambassador for Algorand. Algorand is a blockchain. You have the Bitcoin blockchain. You would have the Ethereum blockchain. You would have the Solana blockchain. But there's also one called the Algorand, and he was the ambassador over there. He also worked at Binance, and that's where he had his greatest achievement at Binance, and he became managing director in Binance. And that's not some tiny little title he had. This gentleman opened all of LATAM, everywhere from just below California, from Mexico, the whole way down Central and South America, everywhere from
the game.
Brazil to Chile, Argentina, Peru, Colombia, Mexico, the whole continent. And in fact, Brian told me that up to 20% of Binance's revenue was generated from his efforts, from his marketplace. Now, Binance did $1 billion in 6 months, and part of that growth too, it certainly tells us that Brian Benson has a lot of experience and a lot of connections coming from that industry. And we'll talk more about that later, but I did a quick Google on him. He was everywhere, and for good reason. It's incredible. I see him with the Binance shirt. I can see him when he's much younger, and that's good because now we know there's history. This is not some actor. This is the Brian Benson from Binance. He is quite famous, and we people like Forbes magazine writing positively about Aurum. Forbes at one point had invited him to the Forbes Finance Council, which is a great accolade. It tells you that they know the man, they know the quality of this man and his connections and his expertise in blockchain. What was also interesting was the introduction of a Visa and MasterCard. Now on the screen, I can only see Visa there, but my understanding is they have both Visa and MasterCard. And that's a great accolade as well. Very, very difficult to have your name and Visa on the same piece of plastic. That's what's difficult. There is a rule that the Visa logo must be bigger than the Aurum logo. That's the only rule, but this is a very interesting card. And presently, they're not asking for passports, utility bills, bank statements, or driver's licenses. You can get yourself a Visa, and it's not any ordinary Visa. It's a crypto Visa, meaning you can upload USDT onto the card and go spend it anywhere in the world that accepts Visa or MasterCard. So a really, really good product. And you would assume that the issuing bank of Visa, they obviously know who this Brian Benson guy is. They obviously know who the directors are. I'm sure they've checked out their licenses before they would partner with Aurum. And this in itself would give me a lot of confidence in it, knowing that Aurum have a Visa card. Now, this is not new. This has been around since we've evidence of people using these cards back in June of 2025. So it's not a new thing. It's been around. I must say that the physical cards are quite hard to get. They normally distribute those at events. You qualify for these certain events around the world. You could pick them up. I know there was an event just a couple of months ago that everybody there were able to get these Visa cards. But they do have a virtual card, and that can be set up instantly, even today if you wish. So you order it online, and you can set it up in a few minutes. And all you do is you click this little button on the side of your phone, you go tapping it, and you can spend your crypto anywhere. So a really cool card. The physical card comes as an extra bonus. You don't pay for that. It's part of the same package. And in fact, you'll actually have two accounts. You'll have the one on the phone with 16 numbers, your usual with the is it 3 CVV, that 3-digit number, and your expiry date. But you'll also have the physical card with its own unique, and you can actually have two accounts you're funding for the price of one. But bearing in mind, the physical one's very difficult to get until they create some kind of way of sending this out to people. I think one of the reasons is they don't have the customer's details because they haven't got your passport, your KYC, your driver's license. They don't know your address. So that would be one of the reasons. But there may be more reasons why they're not posting these around. They're actually handing them out at events. But of course, most people are happy just with the digital version because who wants another piece of plastic in your wallet when the phone can do everything for you? So it's a really, really good product. I tracked this man last year. I just want to see what he was up to, where he was going, what he was doing. And he went right around the planet. He went from Colombia to Argentina for a week to the blockchain conference down there for Ethereum. He moved from there up to London, did an event in London. Next day he went to Netherlands. He did an event in the Netherlands. Then he went to Germany, Luxembourg, Greece, Slovenia. Then he went to Vietnam, Hong Kong, and then he went here. Now, they mightn't be in the right order, but he ended up here at the world's largest blockchain summit. This is held down in Singapore at the same time as the Formula One. 25,000 people showed up. Brian Benson was on stage that day. So was obviously Binance. Richard Deng is a friend of Brian's. He knows him well from Binance. Richard got the job of CEO. Brian didn't, and a lot of people are quite happy about that. Justin Sun, the creator of Tron, the Tron network, TRC20, if you've heard of that, Tron. He was speaking at the event, but Brian Benson Aurum was also speaking there. They had a stand there. So when you see a company putting itself in an arena of expertise, that would kind of let you think, well, these guys are out there strutting their stuff. They're out there building their brand. They're out there looking for partnerships, looking for liquidity providers, looking for new products to offer their customer base. He also spent a lot of time in the Emirates. We do have offices in Dubai, but he was speaking at events across Dubai and also in Abu Dhabi. He's been interviewed by Benzingo, Cointelegraph. I don't know, did Forbes interview him, but they certainly wrote about him. Wendy O here, she's one of these social media experts. Again, this is a great one to go listen to if you can get your hands on that. Listen to what she asks, and more importantly, listen to Brian Benson's answers. And that will give you a good feel for the type of person, what he's looking to achieve. And then again, we saw him here at the Builders Roundtable in the Emirates. Brian Benson, there he is, second from the right-hand side of your screen. But look who he's sitting next to. The co-founder of Sandbox, Sebastian, also the co-founder of 1inch. These are major blockchain platforms. So to see Brian Benson sitting amidst experts would tell you that this man is certainly a man of expertise, a man who knows where he's going, a man that's done before. In fact, he's done it before with Binance. He was invited to the Satoshi Roundtable. You can't get in here. Even the media can't get into this. This is where the future of blockchain, this is where the future of AI finance is being designed. And I'm just trying to remember the name of that hotel. Oh, dear. I had it there a second ago. Not the Edwardian. There's a big one in Manhattan as well. What is the name of that hotel? Oh, it escapes me. But they take over the whole hotel, all the bedrooms, the whole function, the restaurant, everything. These experts in the Satoshi Roundtable, they shut the place down and they go in there and have conferences and events and chats and chinwags and designing and creating the future of finance. And again, Brian Benson was invited to that, which is quite sensational. And here we have him with his arm around the billionaire. There he is, the founder of Finance CZ, of Brian Benson. That certainly tells us we're dealing with the real Brian Benson. So Recently, they introduced Andrew Isaacs. Now, Andrew came from Morgan Stanley Bank as well, and he's now the Chief Operating Officer. Again, new talent. My understanding is Andrew's from South Africa, if I'm not correct. I think he's from South Africa. I met him, and he did tell me, but it escapes me. I think he said he was from South Africa, but he worked at Morgan Stanley Bank. He's 18 years experience in investment banking. He managed a $23 billion fund and has done over $2 billion in digital assets. So again, when you see the company growing, the corporate infrastructure, there are other people like Shane Moran come on board as well. You can see that the company growing that side as well. You can also see from the product range, they're also expanding the ecosystem, which is important as well. And not only that, the community is growing very big as well. They probably do have challenges right now with customer support based on the growth. It's very difficult to I suppose, train new staff. Like, you can't just become a staff of Aurum and understand the questions and deal with that, you know. So as the organization grows, I think they're lacking a little bit on their customer support based on not being able to train people. It would take about 3 months to train the new corporate staff. So that's the only thing I see lagging. But other than that, it runs very, very, very smooth. They did a big upgrade just recently there. They brought out the application on Apple on the App Store. It's already on Google Play, but they just launched that very recently, and I saw some delays on their site as that was going ahead. But generally, they appear to be a company that does what they say, and everything they've talked about has been delivered. It's really, really good. Here's the slide about the Canadian license, and you can see here it's based in British Columbia, Canada. We can see the company number. We need to know the name of the company. It's Aurum Neo AI Technologies Corporation. We can see it was registered offices in North Vancouver. So we have some of these details, but this is only the starting point. We are told that there's probably an office needs to be opened up there as well before they run this out mainstream. And again, that should have a big effect or big influence on what happens in the whole North American continent. So that's exciting to see these things popping up as well. Now let's just move away from the company for a bit. We've talked enough about them. Let's take a quick look at the product offering. They have a point of sale terminal. It's quite interesting. I've actually used this in beta testing mode. It wasn't as nice as this. Now that looks very, very nice to the eye. This was more, the machine I used was more like the one you would see in a shop today, a bigger one with more buttons. This looks much more nice. However, it worked. I tested, I tapped it, it worked very well. So this accepts, this will be helping shopkeepers accept Visa and MasterCard, but also accept crypto payments. Is quite interesting. They also have ATM machines in the back burner ready to launch as well. This is interesting as well. They have the exchange up and running. I spoke about that a while ago in public beta testing mode. What's interesting about the exchange is Brian Benson has committed, he's offered to give 50% of the commissions back to the customer base. Now, I did say that Binance did $1 billion in 6 months. Imagine Binance said to their customers, "Hey guys, we've done $1 billion. Thank you very much for supporting our platform. We'd like to give $500 million back to you." Imagine they said that. Well, that ain't going to happen. But Brian Benson, very intelligent, is saying if he wants to compete, if he wants to develop something, he's prepared to give 50% of the commission back to the community. I think that's pretty cool offer. The other thing on the exchange is this product here is a liquidity staking product, which offers 17 to 20% a year on your money. Now that beats the bank, that beats gold, that beats real estate. I've been in the real estate business since 1986, and I know it's very difficult to get 10% a year. You might be lucky to get 10% a year. Generally, you'll find it's between 5 and 10% yield. What a yield is this? Let's say you bought a property for $100,000 as an example, and you were able to rent that out for $10,000. So it cost 100, and you're getting 10,000 a year. That's called a 10% yield. So in 10 years, it's paid for itself. That's difficult to find in property. It's usually a lot less you'll get. You might get 5%. You get, $5,000 a year. So it would take 20 years to pay for itself. So the yield in real estate is quite difficult. And also, to leverage. First of all, in real estate, you need a bank to back you up. You need probably a mortgage generally. You're tied in for 15 years commercial contract. And then you have to find a client to rent it off you. And then you have to maintain the premises and then. But in terms of liquidity, if you needed money urgently, it's very difficult to take $40,000 or $50,000 out in an emergency from property because, you probably have to sell the whole property, which takes 6 months. The beauty of this product is you can take it out anytime you want. There's no lock-in. I thought staking was 30 days, 6 months, a year. I thought you had to lock it in. No, you put it in for today and take it out today. But while it's there, you get Bitcoin every day, free Bitcoin added to your account, free USDT, if that's what you have added to your account. If you like XRP, you get free XRP every day if you stake it in. You can take out your profit or your principal at any time. So that's a pretty cool product. Here's a slide. I screen grabbed this from a Zoom I attended. This is where Brian Benson was introducing Mr. Nick Patel. He's the founder of Clink Gold, and that was a very interesting event that I attended just to learn about the gold product. And what I'd like you all to do now is just listen for 2 minutes to Brian Benson himself, because here he says he wants to create 1,000 millionaires in the process of building the brand. So let's have a listen to Brian Benson himself.
We're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people be turned into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. That turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield-bearing assets, through a lot, compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally, is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance.
So what he actually said at the end there is, I think what we have at Aurum actually is very similar to when we started at Binance. So Brian Benson himself was starting to feel the growth. He started to feel that energy, the synergy of that period of his life where he was building Binance and that serious growth. He's starting to see that over here now and the potential here with Aurum. He also said he's done it before. And I think I would rather attach my efforts to someone that's done it before, who has that experience, than maybe attach the efforts to somebody who's going to attempt to do it for the very first time. He talks about he wants to create 1,000 millionaires. I rolled my eyes when I heard that. I went, like, big statement. How are you going to do that, Brian? And what was interesting was just recently there was an event in the Maldives, and the host of that event asked those in the audience who had made $1 million to please stand up. And quite interestingly, I mean, there was only 200 or 300 people at that event. 8 or 9 people stood up that day who'd already generated $1 million. So when Brian Benson says he wants to create 1,000 millionaires, 1,000 is a big number, but really, I suppose if some people can do it, then so can somebody else. I mean, is that the reality of it? If you can learn to drive a car, somebody else can learn to drive a car. If you can turn on a light switch in a room, somebody else can turn a light switch on in a room. If you can stand up, somebody else can stand up. So I'm a great believer that if somebody else has done it, then it's possible to do again. And interesting model altogether. Now, let me tell you about the affiliate program. The affiliate program is going to come up in about, I suppose, 10 minutes from now. But there is I'm choking here. Excuse me. There is a registration to open an account with this company. It's costs $20, $19.99 US dollars. This is a subscription for a year. So no different than paying a subscription for the golf course or a subscription for let's say the gym, or paying Netflix every month, this is $20 for a year. And this gives you access to the entire ecosystem. It allows you to avail of the products, no different than paying the gym membership. It allows you to avail of the products inside that gym, the running machines and rowing machines and weightlifting and saunas and steam rooms. Same here, the $20. And in terms of, I suppose, legalities, it's often frowned upon in some regions that if you're incentivized to recruit someone to a business, that's seen in some regions as not a great idea. Here, if you recruit somebody or if somebody joins this business, you don't get paid. They don't pay anybody for recruiting, and I think that's a brilliant idea. It's different now, of course. If a customer decides to use the products, then they're creating a volume, they're creating a service, they're generating a commission. But on signing up customers, nobody gets paid. You don't get paid for recruitment. I think that's a brilliant idea. On the other side of that, you wouldn't probably be licensed to sell investments or securities, so please don't go down that route. When you share this website with somebody, it's like sharing a YouTube with them or sharing, call it Amazon. Amazon have an affiliate program, and if you share your link with them, they can go and join Amazon, but you don't supply the Amazon products, you don't take the money. Same here. By sharing this $20 business, let's call it, that's all you can do. But when your customer pays that subscription, they then deal directly with the Aurum company. So they're getting the cards, Visa cards from Aurum company. They're getting the point of sale terminals from the Aurum company. They're getting the AI agents or any of their products from the Aurum company. They're not getting them from you. So don't be making any promises or making any wild claims. And certainly don't be selling investments or things like that when you're not licensed to do so. There are some people that are licensed to do that, but most people aren't. So, but you can promote a website. There's just certain other things you can and can't do. And that's why we say go and seek professional advice before starting any business. So we've talked about the physical products. We've talked about the point of sale terminals. We've talked about the ATM machines. We've talked about gold, physical gold. We've talked about physical cards. But they also have a range of digital products, which are quite interesting. And this, I believe, is their best product. It's called the XAI bot or the EXI bot. It's been around since January 2023. It's over 3 years old. It's been very successful. I'm told its worst performing month was 9%. And that was back in 2023. I'm also told its best performing month was early 2024. And I think that was about 23%, something like that. But generally, after the first year, it seems to be much more consistent. In 2024 and in 2025, we see a lot of consistency in the results. And here's 2025 results. You can see in January it did 15%, February was 17, 17, 17, 17, 16, 17, 18, 18, 17, 17. So on average, it's producing results of around about 17.5% a month. Now, of course, you don't get 17.5% a month. That's based on the entire fund. What you get is determined by the deposit you make to your own account. So let's say you wanted to try this for, I don't know, you want to try this for $100, okay? Or even between 100 and 249. Those customers are getting 10% a month on average. It's not fixed, it's variable, but it's 10%. For those of you that can manage more than that, let's say you could do between $250 and $1,000. Those clients are enjoying 11%. For those of you who can do between $1,000 and $2,500, they're getting 12%. For those of you who can do between $2,500 and $5,000, there's 13% available. And as you can see, the larger the account, the better the benefit. So I had a couple of questions, and I actually asked somebody I know who is a professional trader, how does these things work? And he told me usually there's a profit split. It starts off at 60-40, where the customer gets 60% of the wins, 60% of the profit, and 40% goes to the whole trading team that produced those results. He said some of the other customers can negotiate 70-30, so the customer gets 70% of the company, or the trading team takes 30% of the rewards. And then if you're, what do you call them, the VCs, the big guys, the funds, the hedge funds, they negotiate 20% for the company and 80% for the fund. It's called 80-20. but those companies have to pay a big premium up front. They might have to put $1 million up front for fees, and then it's 80-20 split. So here how it works is if the company's making 17%, and let's say your account's enjoying 10%, the company makes that 7% difference every month on your account. So the company's making a fortune there. If you're getting 11%, the company's still making 6. If you're getting 12, the company makes 5. So in every single case, the company's always making money. And I think that's very important to understand that the company needs to make money as well. Don't be aggrieved if the company's making money, because the company needs to stand strong. The company aren't doing this for fun. They want to make money as well. So when I understood that, I went, okay, that's fair enough. The next thing I wanted to understand was, can you take these profits out? And the answer was yes, you can take them out any day you wish. And you take them out every day if you wish. My next question was, what do you charge? Is there fees to withdraw this? Because I'd seen platforms that charge 8, 9, 10%, which is actually ridiculous when you think about it. Why would you give 10% up of your own money to do a withdrawal? This company were asking for 1% handling fee, and I think that's very, very, very fair. I know there are costs for transaction and these type of things, and obviously there's staff to be paid, and there's technology, and there's data centers, and there's a whole lot in the background needs supported. So 1%, I think that's very, very, very fair. Now that's one of their products. They have about 8 or 9 of these different ones. I think that's the best one that they have. They have another one called the ZeusBot, and another one called the ProBot, and another one called NeroBot. So they have a whole lot of them, but I just wanted to feature that one. So now I'm going to show you an account that started with $500, and it started on the 17th of April. So if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see the 17th of April last year, 2025. But look, there's not 500 in it, there's 882. So this account actually made 382, and it made it in 5 months. And how do we know that? Because the date, if you look at this timestamp on the right-hand side of your screen, down in the bottom, with the blue arrows pointing, look at that, 17th of September. So let's go back to the left-hand side. The account was created on the 17th of April. We're now looking at this point, 17th of September, exactly 5 months. This account made $382. And when you put that into mathematical terms, that works out at 76% profit in 5 months. Sensational. Very, very impressed. For a small account like $500, and of course you can have a lot less. You can start with $100, I think. But to produce 76% in 5 months, I mean, wow. Very, very, very good. Here's another account. This account was started the week before that account. This one started on the 10th of April. That one was the 17th of April, if you remember. This is the 17th. This is the 10th of April. And this account was funded with $10,000. But look at the date on the right-hand corner, bottom right, 16th of May. So it was started on the 10th of April. So 1 month was the 10th of May, and 6 more days. A month and 6 days. Allow me to call that 5 weeks. In 5 weeks, this account made $2,360. Now, past performance is no indicative of future results, but what we were able to do last year was to track and trace this account. So we can see from the 10th of April to the 16th of May, 5 weeks, it made 23%. The next time we got access was on the 24th of June. You'll see that over there at 138, 24th of June. It is the same account started on the 10th of April, but look, there's not 12,000 there anymore. It's up to $15,000. Bear in mind, please, that the customer owned 10,000 of this. The profit element is in the green. It only made 5,000, even though there's 15,000 there. The customer made a deposit of 10,000. So $550 a week the customer's getting passive, $2,000 a month. Yeah, based on 10 weeks. After 12 weeks, this account went up to $17,000, and after 4 months, this account doubled. Incredible results. Now, I know why it was incredible, because if you look here at this little button where it's actually a white button inside a little green slider thing, if the new people have a look at that, it says reinvest. When you open an account with this company, this button is not in the on position, it's off. What does that mean? It means that if you make profit today or tomorrow or whatever day you make profit, that goes to your account to withdraw. It's not traded. So your profit is your principal is traded, but the profit is not. It goes and you can take that out every day. At your discretion, if you choose to turn that on, what you're asking the company to do is to not withdraw the money, please leave that inside Binance, for instance, and allow my profit and principal to work together tomorrow. So I'm actually trading more than I started with. And that has the compounding effect. And that's why this account has done particularly well. The customer was actually expecting 15% a month. That's what the customer expected, 15% a month. But look, 23%, 22%. What are these? This isn't monthly. Sorry, this isn't monthly because that's 5 weeks and that's 2 weeks. Okay, so it's not monthly. But on average over 4 months, it's done on average about 25%. Can you see that? 100% over 4 months is 25% a month on average, which is much better than the 15% advertised. But that's because the reinvestment button was on. Now, what else can I tell you? That's really it. Really good product. People are happy with it. A lot of people are saying, well, how can you make so much money? This is not normal. Of course, it's not normal. The banks won't give you any money. You know, they take your money on deposit. They multiply it by 10 or 20. They lend it out to other people and they make profit and they charge them money and they give you nothing. So that's, you're not used to this. The banks are using AI to trade. 80% of all trading today is conducted by AI, just like Aurum. In fact, the venture capitalists that tested this out with $12 million at the beginning, according to Forbes, offered $100 million to buy this product, and Aurum didn't sell it to them. So how can they make 10, 12, 15% a month? Have a look at this site here called CoinMarketCap. This is a third-party website, nothing to do with Aurum. It aggregates the average prices of coins on the various exchanges: Binance, Kraken, OKX, KuCoin, Coinbase. It takes the average price of Bitcoin and says, there's the price. Or here's Ethereum's price, the average price today. So if we look at this site here, we can see that Dogo, the coin, did 2,000% in 24-hour period. It went up 2,000%. Look at the one below it. It did 800%. Elevate did 800% in 1 day. Look at this rise right here. Pepe Trump did 423% in 1 day. So when we can see Aurum doing 10 to 15% a month, that sounds very feasible when some of these coins can do 800% a day. Now, of course, that's risky. Why? Because that's what they say. Cryptocurrency is risky. It's volatile. It goes up and down. Of course it does. But if the AI could see this movement, if the AI is that smart, and it sees, let's say the Doge one, it sees it making 100% in the morning at 9 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, it's made another 100%. And by 11 o'clock, and they look at the graph, and the AI can look at all of this stuff. And if it can just jump in there for a little piece of that, 0.5%, not 2,000% or 400%, just a little fraction. And AI is more, it's faster than humans. It's more intelligent. You go to ChatGPT and type anything there, it comes up instantly. It can pull on years of data instantly. And the same here. The AI is fed by every social media channel. It's fed by every exchange news feed. It's fed by, I'm told Bloomberg, whatever that is, but I know Bloomberg's a big financial thing. I've seen it on the bottom of the television. All the numbers go over Bloomberg. It pays for a very costly, what's known as a Bloomberg feed as well. And it takes all of the data and looks for opportunities in the market to bring us these profits. So what's unbelievable is 10 to 15% a month, but not when you see what can be done in 1 day. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, that's the EXI bot. I'm told it's the people's favorite. There are other ones called the Pro bot. There's other ones called the Zeus bot. There's other ones called the Nero bot. You don't have to learn about all of them. Try one if you like it, see how it goes. And then you can learn about the rest. Of course, I want to finish now with the last product I want to talk about is this card. I think it's exceptional. Very strange. Very, very strange. How can you get a card without giving your details? How can you get a card without passport or driver's license? Like everywhere I go, like the banks and all these companies want, I need a copy of your passport, please, and give me a bill, please, as well. They put that on file, they pass you, and then you get the card. This company don't ask for anything, and you get the card. It's incredible, and you can have it in 5 minutes. The virtual card online in 5 minutes. And if you make profits, you can just send it to the card and go buy some groceries, go buy a flight, go pay your car park, go pay the toll bridge, you know. And people are using this for quite a considerable period of time. I think I already said that the card is difficult to get. The physical card is difficult to get, but not if you qualify for their events. They hand them out at the events. And that's really it, guys. It's a really, really cool product. It's costing $249, but I think that's great value. And to top up a card is 2.2%. Now, I know if you go to any bank or any bureau to change at the airport, you want to change dollars to euro or euro to pounds or pounds to dirham, you know, there are transaction fees. I mean, people can't sit there all day and do it for nothing. There has to be costs. Money has to move. Money has to move to make money. And the fee is 2.2% to convert USDT, pounds, dollars, or euro to Visa card that you can spend anywhere in the world. That's not a great fee. Like for $1,000, you're going to get $978 on your card. For $1,000, $978, take $22, 2.2% out of $1,000, $22 to allow you to go spend crypto all around the world. I think it's a really, really good deal. I'm just going to show you it working here. This is this customer's been using it in the UK since June 2025.
Here we go then, second official transaction. Lovely. Thank you, Mina.
There you go. Imagine spending currency in a predominantly fiat world. Just crazy stuff. So that's our presentation over. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do get back to the person that shared this information with you. Again, I highly advise to do your own due diligence, make an informed decision, go and seek professional advice before starting any business. But some of you have asked, could I give an overview of the affiliate program? And I'm happy to do that for those of you who want to stay on. You don't have to stay on it.
Well, we're not staying on, and I am here to show you that this is your opportunity. You just heard it from the man himself. His name is Hugh Paul. If you need to book an appointment with myself, Arif, Gilany, or Hugh Paul, you must text me at 416-474-2540, send an email, or join us on Meeting on this video room, and we'll show you how to open an account. That's the first step. Before you promote anything to anyone, you use it yourself. I've never sold anything that I couldn't sell to my mother. This is my product, camel socks, and the first pair gone to my mother and my parents. So is the first account at Aurum Foundation was opened up for my mother. So if you like to put your family in a comfortable situation, just test this out. Come this community, watch you Paul again. He's going to be back over and over and over again, and something repeated over and over. You will eventually catch on. You'll learn that this is much simpler than you think. I'm Arif Gilany. Get in touch after you're watching this video. Time is running and time is money. Every night at 8 p.m. you get a deposit coming straight to your phone. You can go shop, do whatever you like, and I recommend you save until you're free.